Just wanted to give a quick tour of my van as it's starting to come together a little bit and feel very cozy and homely. I cleaned it up, and I'm starting to organize things. So here we go. Welcome. Here's what it looks like. It's starting to almost look like a RV, and you know, it was pretty minimal effort considering. So anyway, here's my toilet. Here's the front. Passenger seat is sort of still cluttered up with child seats and you know, because I take my kids around town during the week, and just stuff that I haven't sorted yet. But so right behind here, right behind the driver's seat, is my bathroom and a garbage can. I intentionally, you know, got a very small can so that I'm forced to take the garbage out often. So I don't have like rotting stuff in here because I tend to forget about stuff that's not in my face. So, you know, this way, this fills up relatively quickly and I could just toss, you know, take the bag out and toss it. So here I have the vertically mounted IKEA kid shelf. Typically you'll see it like this, you know, but somebody suggested that I put it vertically, and it makes sense, and it separates the bathroom from, you know, the bedroom. So here I started actually putting my stuff away, and this is my library. It's only a couple of books right now because I didn't think I'd be able to fit that many, but hey, lo and behold, so I'm gonna go back to my mom's, which is where a lot of my books are, and just grab some of my favorites so I can stick them in here, just because I can. So here are some clothes and a roll of toilet paper. Toilet paper is gonna go here. Maybe I'll do that later today. On the bottom here is just sort of random stuff that I haven't really, you know, I just have that space, you know. I put all my stuff away and it looks like shockingly, I have plenty of space. This van is almost like too big for me, for one person, if you know, really cut down on some of your clutter. So on this side I have a this table, which I showed already, but I stuck a drawer in here and I filled it up with like my stove, some coffee, some, you know, random batteries, WD-40, you know, just random supplies that I may need along the way. And you know, the extra Reflectix that goes over the windows, and the extra whatever I have left over from the rolls here, held up by some bungee cords in case I stop short or whatnot. Yeah, actually this needs to be like this. Let's see. My bed, which is currently in a sitting lounge position, because like I said, I had the kid seats in here. I was dragging my kids around town, so I put a piece of wood here. Let me see, put the light on. There we go. Put a piece of wood here. That just right now it's not even like fastened in any way. It's just sort of in here, and it serves as a shelf. This is a pretty tall ceiling here. This is a raised roof conversion van. So up here used to be a TV, a VCR, and I took it out, and that was just a hole. But it's going to be a bookshelf or some type of shelf. Right now you could already stick stuff in there. It's just kind of unsightly because you got wires sticking out and whatnot. But you know, I plan to make it into shelving or something. So yeah, that's it. So here's the view from my couch. Here I have my stuff hanging, my warm winter jacket, hat, my Mr. Buddy, and basically I could sit here and just hang out with my bottle of water, my fancy Fiji water with a crooked neck, my dresser. Yeah, and like, you know, the plan is to really separate this, put a curtain here, and also I was thinking about potentially putting a curtain here, which would separate the living room from the bedroom. So we'll see what happens. Oh, and back here are my shoes in the toolbox, and my kid's booster seat. But you know, that's not going to be here. That's just here for the time being, because once I put the bed down, this is probably going to be in the way, so I have to find somewhere else to put it. But yeah, pretty much this is it. This is where I live, and it's pretty freaking awesome. I love it. I love just chilling in here during the day, just cleaning up. It feels right. It just feels like I need to be in here. It just resonates with me. There's a harmony there. I don't know if that sounds cheesy, but it is what it is. It feels right. I'm really super excited to have this van and to have the opportunity to live as close to how I want to live as possible. Uh, you know, and the camera's getting very blurry, and there seems to be a lot of stuff flying around that the light's picking up. But yep, here we are, my home, my van, and it's coming along quite nicely. I didn't do a whole lot. Oh, right. So also what I wanted to say was, let me turn this light off. I really wanted to basically encourage people who are not like carpenters by trade or electricians or whatnot, that this is doable. Like I barely did any kind of, like I know how to cut a piece of wood. I know how to screw a hole. Screw it. I can't. I can't. So basically, my carpentry skills are very, very, very basic, which I think my 5-year-old son could do pretty much everything I can do in terms of working with wood and bolting things together. But so it really doesn't take, because a lot of these van conversions you see on YouTube, these guys like are masters of everything. They know how to do the electric, they know how to do the solar panels, they know how to do the mechanical stuff, they know how to do work with wood. These people are like incredible, but don't let that discourage you, because you don't need to know how to do all that. First of all, you can learn all those skills, which I'm in the process of learning. Picked up a dummy book on carpentry, picked up a dummy's book on auto mechanics, because I do want to be self-sufficient, and I'd like to be able to know everything about my home and my vehicle, and know how to maintain it myself, and customize it to my liking. But if you don't, which I don't right now, know how to do that, you could still make this happen. It's fairly simple. Like, just pull out the seats, put some curtains up, put a shelf in, whatever. I mean, it's very you don't need that much. It's like furnishing a room, really. It's not much more than that, and it's a lot of fun, and just amazing to build your own home on a small budget. Like most of us younger people living in this era of shitty economy, shitty jobs, you know, don't owning a home is sort of it's not it's perhaps in our distant future at some point, but you'd have to work your life away basically. For your average person, you'd have to work 20, 30 years, be locked down to that job. You're basically a slave until you pay off that mortgage. And then, God forbid, the lightning hits it or something, you get a fire, who knows? I mean, it's crazy. It's like you'd have to devote your life to owning a house. But you can own a little house on wheels, and the government hasn't come along yet to really screw us out of that opportunity. They haven't really caught up to this lifestyle. Maybe they will one day, maybe they won't. They'll let it slide. Who knows? But for now, you're free to live this life, and it's pretty amazing, because not it seems like a lot of things are very hard to achieve these days. A lot of things are, a lot of paths have been sort of closed. Our parents, our grandparents grew up in an era when if you had a job, you could definitely support your family, and potentially own a car and a home and all this stuff. Nowadays we don't have it like that, for various reasons. But you could still have some good stuff like this in your life for not too much. I mean, $1,000 you could potentially pick up a van. I paid $1,500 for this van. It's a '96 Dodge. The mechanic said it looked strong mechanically. It had a crack in the fiberglass roof. It had a bunch of cosmetic. Had ashes all over the place, and years worth of smoking stuff in here, but and dog hair and all kinds of stuff. But mechanically it was sound, and that's all that mattered. I got it for $1,500. I mean, anybody could really scrape that together. You could win that in the lottery, fairly, or whatever, man. That's a month's rent for some people out here in New York. A friend of mine just rented a 1-bedroom apartment, $1,500 a month. And it's not a luxury apartment. It's your typical average blue collar working class building. So that's insane. He could buy one of these vans every month, but instead he's paying that to a landlord who will then go and do whatever with that money, but he has nothing to show for as far as I'm concerned, for that, you know, that 1,500 that he's laying out every month. So, you know, yeah, uh, that's my 2 cents. Hope it makes sense. I hope it encourages people to, you know, if you're curious about the lifestyle, or you know about just trying to do this, it's totally doable, totally pretty easy actually, and I think it frees your life up a lot of burdens. Um, so I'm actually considering that this van might be too big for me. I may need like a. I mean, I'm thinking about like an Astro van at some point. I mean, I'm gonna keep this. I love this van, but I'm gonna keep it. But if it dies, if ever comes a point where I need something else, I'm probably gonna get something a little bit smaller because it's actually like this is luxury. This is like a mansion for me to have. This, you know. So, yep, that's it. Questions, comments, you know, please don't hesitate. I'd love to hear from some of the people out there and their thoughts, whether positive, negative, criticisms, whatever. Questions. All right. Peace.